If it's bull or bear, I don't care. It's quite a rough ride, just like life. But I'm kinda patient, 'cause only time will tell. It's gonna go up, so you better stay calm. And crow your coins, you gotta crow your coins. Crow your coins, crow your coins. Crow your coins, you gotta crow your coins. Crow your coins, crow your coins. Crow your coins, you gotta crow your coins. Crow your coins, crow your coins. Crow your coins, you gotta crow your coins.
Good afternoon, everybody. I'm the Crypto Crow. It's Saturday afternoon at almost 2 p.m. Eastern. And yeah, there's just a bunch of different stuff that I was going to touch on today. I'm probably going to do a little bit of rambling. Yo, Crow, how's it going? It's going, Hal. It's going. Do you invest in Udo? I've never heard of Udo. Never heard of Udo. That I remember anyway. Yeah, I was looking at some of the comments. I always read the comments after videos. I read them typically for a day, and I always try to get rid of the spammers that are always trying to promote somebody's got, I don't know how much money this dude spends, but he must spend a fortune in bots. Oh, I did so well trading with such and such, and email so and so for more information and this and that, and then they get like 20 people, to follow up with comments like, yeah, me too. And so I always go through all that. I try to get rid of them as best I can. I've eliminated Gmail as a thing, but then they changed the way it's written and all that. But anyway, I was going through the comments, and somebody was like, man, when are you going to start dropping some knowledge bombs? And, you don't do anything knowledgeable lately. And I couldn't help but just say, you know what, you're right. And I'm really sorry for that. There's so much that I want to be able to do. And lately it's been so difficult because my time has been so consumed. Just to put it into perspective, with Crow's Nest X, it's been a huge undertaking. And, I have so many projects that I started a year and a half ago. And they are literally all coming together right now, at the same time. And it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if I started it, I started this 6 months before this, it's all coming together right now. So to give you an example of what I'm talking about, and this is going to look like promotion, but it's really just to prove a point. So Crow's Nest X, this is live. People can set up accounts. It takes a couple days to do the AML KYC and all that. I need the F5, I think. So this is supposed to be updated for whatever reason. It's cached. But if you go to Crow's Nest X, we actually have I wonder if it's on the bottom. Nope, no, it's not changed either. Interesting. So I'm gonna have to figure out why that's not updating. But I have a link for the whitelist. So there should be a whitelist link down here when you go to the site. And and I think I put it up here somewhere. But anyway, so now I'm doing the whitelist registrations. And so that's ready to go. But we're just gearing everything up for this STO, and so that's all happening right now. I've been going through doing a bunch of different stuff for the exchange. Then I've got Crow Trader, which Crow Trader's now in version 2, And I'm going to show you some of the stuff that I've been doing with that. Hopefully that'll be considered some knowledge bomb because I have been using it. I'm not live trading yet, but I am doing some back testing and paper trading. I'm going to show you my results with that on Coinbase Pro so far. And then the miners. So like all my miners are online. Again, there was a power outage apparently. And most people were pretty cool about it. Like, okay, this happens, and it did. But this was in the midst of onboarding all of the new miners that had come into the facility. And so, some people were getting concerned. They're like, what's happening? And of course, Amir, he's on there just explaining everything in crazy detail. Just like, here's what's happening. This is what's going on. This is what you can expect, so forth and so on. And now everybody's miners are back online. Everything's good. They're getting ready. They're working on implementing the new wallet infrastructure for payouts and on all that stuff. And again, everybody that's new, this is not cloud mining. People are buying these miners. They're co-located in a mining facility, so forth and so on. You can go to crowmining.com and get information on that. Or you can join the Telegram channel, which is linked from crowmining.com, this is crowmining.com. And then if you go, the Telegram, well, that's my Telegram. We have a link somewhere down here, but there's a link for the Telegram group somewhere in here. But anyway, so you can join the Telegram. There's like 300 people in there. Everybody talks about everything going on. And it's like, it's been a good time. And like, but that has been, a little bit time consuming recently. I have so many different things going on. And then in the midst of all this, I'm doing my own research on, crypto projects. This is my Divi masternode. So I'm doing some more digging on masternodes. This is my Divi masternode, still mining away, proof of stake masternode or whatever. I've got 2 nodes running. Each one is paying me 540 Divi every day. And it's like clockwork, man. And you'll see as I'm moving forward, this will continue to go up. Once I reach another 300,000, I'm going to create a third masternode. And that's the thing. I can create as many as I want. If I have enough to stake, I can create a new masternode. So I've got 2 running. And the stuff that Divi's working on has been really cool. And I'm like, yeah, I support the project. I didn't initially invest. They supplied what I needed to launch my masternode. But it's been cool. And it's like, I met these guys. I met Nick in Vegas and we talked about it. So I'm still working on that. I'm doing some, digging. You can download the wallet and kind of explore what's going on at diviproject.org. And, check that out if you haven't. What am I forgetting, man? I know there's so much more. I have like 3 different to-do lists of stuff, and I'm going through, just planning everything for the exchange. The exchange has been the bulk of it lately. But it's look, let me tell you something. And this is just me being as real as I can. I have been so stressed with so much pressure and so much fear. And I don't think people realize, like with the exchange, my biggest fear is making a mistake and then becoming a victim. Not even I shouldn't say victim, but like, making a mistake with, regulation or with, government involvement. Everything I do right now, ever since I got into the crypto space and I started doing all of this, it's like, look, all I really wanted to do is go in and create, Chainwise. That's been the other big one. I don't know why I forgot. I think I'm blocking that out of memory, but, everything I've been wanting to do is to just try and make the space better. And it's been, when you have all of this regulation, forming up around everything that you're doing, and, you see different ICOs getting pinged, now they're going after Telegram. it's so stressful because you start off with all of these ideas of like, oh, I'm going to accomplish this, and I'm going to try this, and I'm going to get involved with that. And then I've been so stressed. I don't even know if stress is the right word, but I slept for 2 hours, like the day before yesterday. I could not get to sleep. It's like when I'm super tired and I'm laying down, and I know a bunch of you guys probably do this yourself. It's like your mind gets weak, but you can't turn it off. And because your mind is weak, all the negative thoughts start rushing through you. All these what if situations that, and you just can't shut it off no matter what you do. It was like 6 a.m. before I finally fell asleep. No. I finally fell asleep at like 4:30. I slept for 30 minutes and I woke up and it started all over again. And then I took a melatonin even. And then I finally got back to sleep and I fell back to sleep. I slept for an hour. And I woke back up, and that was it. I mean, my wife was shocked. She typically wakes up at 7:30. She gets the kids ready for school and does all that. And she woke up, and I was just laying in bed, like playing a video game. She's like, "What are you doing awake?" I'm like, "I basically didn't even sleep last night." And so last night, I got my testosterone shot, which helped. I took 2 melatonin, and I finally slept. But I still look like I got my ass beat, and it's 2:00 in the afternoon. And it's just because I have so much happening, and it's like, it's not, and I try to share with you guys kind of what I'm doing, what's happening in my life, because so many of you have been a part of this channel since inception. And I was even going back through, for whatever reason, I was thinking that I've been in crypto since November. No, I was in crypto like 4.5 months prior to November. I had just launched my channel in November. Because I was seeing all of these, I was looking through one of my old phones and looking through all the old photos and stuff. And I was literally doing this in the middle of the night because I was just bored and I couldn't sleep. So I'm like, oh, I wonder what, I was looking at old pictures and videos of the kids and all kinds of stuff. I built my first mining rig, was it July of 2017? I think, and that's when I first was really getting into crypto. Yeah, it was July. I think it was July 11th was one of the pictures that I took of the mining rig I was building. And so, and that's when I started my channel in November to try and start sharing all of the stuff I was doing and getting into. And so I guess all I can say is, I have a lot of big goals and for this channel. Like, I want this channel to become a pinnacle of education, but I want it to become a pinnacle of education for the public, from somebody that people know and have grown to understand is basically just going to call it how it is, or at least call it how I see it, and know that they're going to get a very brutally honest perspective on things that are happening in the space. And yeah, I have my businesses that I've started, the Crow Mining and Chainwise and Crow's Nest X and all this other stuff. But I can't stress enough how I really just want the absolute best for everybody. And I'm trying my best to facilitate that as best I can. But unfortunately, my channel has been taking a content hit. But it's going to come back. Like, once things are established, like with the STO, with the exchange, you have to be accredited. There's the hefty minimum. Like, it's not it's not something everybody's just going to be able to throw a little bit of change at and be a part of. That was all just per my attorneys. But you can go to Crow's Nest X and get whitelisted, and the process is going to begin soon. Chainwise, a lot is going to be better once Chainwise is concluded. I've got 27 days. I've got so much marketing getting ready to get started for this thing. But it's all like regional and local marketing. But it's going to reach millions of people. And so I'm excited about Chainwise because I think it's going to be a lot of fun. Like I'm getting a lot of messages from people like, oh, I've got my tickets booked. I will say that the original hotel, Hyatt Place, is completely sold out. Like completely sold out. And it's not just from Chainwise. I guess the Miss Ohio pageant is happening, right? I think it's happening in the same building as Chainwise. So that'll be interesting. But I guess that's happening at the same time. So there are a lot of other hotels around in this area that are walking distance. So and I'm working on getting my speakers hotel rooms and things like that right now at Live In. It's called Live In Hotel. I think it's like 100 yards or 100 feet from the hotel. So that's probably where I'm going to be putting a lot of people, but we'll see. I'm still working it out. There are like, I don't know, 9 hotels right there. So, thank you, Linda. I appreciate it. I feel like I am staying strong. It sounds so funny. It's one of those things where if all of this stuff works out, I'm going to do very well. But the pressure, like, and not to say like, woe is me. It's really not like that. I brought this. I love the challenge. And I do thrive under pressure in a lot of regard. And I like being challenged. I like being forced to learn and educate myself and constantly grow and evolve. And I think a lot of my nervous energy and my anxiety, and I'm explaining a lot of this because I feel like if a lot of you guys understand more about the challenges of being an entrepreneur, the challenges associated with trying to get into something new, learn as you go in a lot of sense, it's stressful. But more often than not, it's well worth it. But this is the, I know because I've learned through the years that this is the pain that you have to go through to grow as an individual, to grow as a businessman, to just grow. And the challenge is that when you're trying to do everything, quote unquote, the right way, like we're not cutting corners. We're not doing anything. Like we're trying to make sure that we're working well with like, FinHub and just everybody associated. We're registered like and another thing, it's not going to be the Nest token anymore for those of you, that's my window. So yeah, it's not going to be the security token is no longer going to be called Nest. We'll just refer to that as a code name. It's actually gonna be something else, and I'll say it soon. We've already got it. It's locked in. It's done. So but it's not going to be Nest tokens. So don't let anybody try to fool you in the future. Like, hey, get your Nest tokens. That's not what this is going to be called. So anyway, I guess I've rambled enough about a lot of that. But I want to see everybody at Chainwise. Like, if I had my way, I would have each and every one of you guys watching right now. Make sure you're at Chainwise, bringing your friends and your family and everybody else. The hotel rooms are like $89, $89 to $99. So tickets are $20. If you're able to drive in, well, great. Flights, from what I understand, are around $100 round trip on like Allegiant and some of these other cheaper airlines. So you can do you could do the weekend at Chainwise for pretty inexpensive, basically for less than the ticket price of most other conventions. So I encourage you to go. I think what people are going to learn from the lectures and from from what we have going on, I think you're definitely going to earn your money back. Is my hope, is my expectation. You're going to come curious. You're going to leave an expert. And the after party, I actually have an after party set up. I'll show you where that's going to be. Gala Park. So this is Gala Park, galapark.com. I hope they have pictures of so Gala Park it's a restaurant during the day, and then they convert it into, I don't want the menu though. And it's basically a nightclub afterwards. And it's pretty off the hook. It's cool. Private party. So I'm going to actually have the owner's booth on Saturday night, and we're gonna have a blast. I can tell you that. They don't really have many pictures of. I want to see pictures of the daggone club when it turns into a club, but they're not showing that. But anyway, this is where the after party is going to be. I've already got that all set up, and it's going to be fun. Like, and this is going to be the Chainwise after party at Gala Park. It's like 25 minutes away from the convention center, so it's not too far. But you know, people that want, they'll be able to go early and have dinner and things like that. So anyway, that's where the after party is going to be, the official after party. And so that's it. I mean, I think overall, like I said, bear with me. There are a lot of things that I want to accomplish, and my hope is that the STO does well for the exchange, because that's going to empower me to accomplish a lot. It's going to alleviate a lot of work for me, because I'll be able to start hiring some support staff. I need a personal assistant. Like, I absolutely, hands down, need a personal assistant, because there's just so much stuff that I spend time doing that I shouldn't have to. And so that's honestly the first thing I'm doing as soon as I'm able, is to get a personal assistant. So here we go. Let's take a look at what's happening in the space. Bitcoins. Did you had a chance to listen to the Pump podcast with Brad Garlinghouse? I actually think I did listen to that, and it was pretty good. BTC dumping hard now. Don't. So this is a 4-hour chart, and we're looking at basically a doji candle. So it looks like we are probably going to go down from here. This is my guess. That's typically what happens. Let's see. Yeah, okay. So on a 30-minute chart, there we go. So it's going down a little. It's not dumping. This isn't what I consider a dump. This is just, it's just going down a little bit. So this is on a 30-minute chart. On a 1 day, look at that. There we are on a 1 day. So this brings the question: Are we in like an accumulation phase? What are we doing with Bitcoin right now? And personally, there are a couple different things. Now, the first thing I'm going to show you, I know it's been talked about. I've talked about this like a year ago as well. Yeah, this is it. So, and some of you guys are going to get a chuckle out of this, but so time ticking for $16,000 Bitcoin. So this person, I guess they're from 4chan. According to an anonymous account on 4chan, October 2019 should be the time when Bitcoin USD hit $16,000. The unknown source made the prediction in January, along with several others discerning the Bitcoin price. Now, this was originally, so this was posted October 2nd, 2019, but she's just reposting something that's already been posted many times before. 1/21/19, Monday. So this was, 9 months ago. And I think Bitcoin was down quite a bit at the time. So anyway, what this person said, so far, their April prediction was correct. Their July prediction was correct. Their October prediction, we're waiting on now. But their October prediction is $16,000 Bitcoin in October. So we ultimately have to double price this month. We've got, a little bit more than 2 weeks to double in price. Now, it's Bitcoin, people. If you don't think that's possible, you're crazy, because we've seen this happen so many times before. But to go from like 8,300 to 16,000 in a couple of weeks, can we do it? Will we do it? I absolutely think it's possible. This person's been accurate a couple times so far. So is it a question of, do they know something that others don't? I don't know. I know that there are a lot of behind the scenes. There's a lot of behind the scenes activity coordination, a lot of stuff going on with whales that we just do not know about, that you're not necessarily going to be able to decipher through technical analysis. However, there's somebody who's trying, and that is this gentleman. He goes by the name Trading Shot on TradingView. And he's pretty popular. I think he has over 3 million views on TradingView. But he's basically calling for a $6,500 Bitcoin. And he's been calling for this for a while now. And, you know, he kind of breaks down. He gets pretty nitty gritty about why he thinks this. And I actually, I tagged it and I gave him a thumbs up because I thought it was a pretty well thought out analysis as to what's going on. I'll read some of this. The MA 1000 and 1400. So, okay. While this week's volatility has left many traders puzzled, as the rise at the start of the week is being corrected today with a pullback, there are a few longer-term indicators that we may have been missing. The MA 1000 and 1400. First of all, I want to point out the significance of the MA 1000 and 1400 on the one-day chart. Those have formed a clear support zone during the last bear cycle, with Bitcoin bouncing exactly on the one-day MA 1400, then kept in range below the one day MA 1000 in a consolidation that finally broke with the MA ribbon turning green, which is where they're talking about around here. But so this is where we're at about now. And further into the analysis I'll go, but he's basically saying that the price is going to dip down, curve under, and then start to take off. But this whole thing he's charting here is it moves into 2020 in preparation for the next halving. Something tells me that the people, the major whales, the major holders of Bitcoin aren't going to. I don't see this happening necessarily, but it could be. Zoom out, big head and shoulders forming should dump us down to 7750 area tomorrow if it plays out. That'll be interesting to see. So on top of that breakout from 2018 bear cycle, the ribbon, that is the second factor we need to pay attention to, the ribbon, and that is currently still in the red zone. It doesn't yet wave any flags that trend is changing. At the moment, we are still within the late June, early July channel down. All these lead straight to an MA 1000. It's moving average, just for those of you. It's moving average 1000, moving average 1400 zone, which is essentially the strongest MA buy zone that no one is noticing. And then he goes into the symmetrical RSI. He goes into a lot of detail. Are those more than enough to make you buy within the $6,000 region? And then he gets a lot of kudos. 26,000 people have seen this. Man, my nose is itching. I'm about to turn my fan off. It's just too hot. So this is one side of the coin. He's calling us short. He's calling us down to $6,500. Anything is possible at this point. That I do believe. However, we're looking at 77.68 there. That's on a daily chart. Let's look at an hour. We've got support at like 8,000. I don't know, man. I just, it's really tough. We'll have to see what happens over the next 24 hours. If we were to start dumping really hard, think about it. $6,500. That would be a $6,500 call, would be us going all the way down here. That's a pretty huge dip. Although, so what dang it. That would drop us about 22%. So that's that would be a 22% drop from where we're at right now. That's a 23% drop. So yeah, I mean, as nasty as it looks, it's already happened once. So it's definitely possible that it could happen again. We just have to see. Are the bulls gonna let us drop that low yet again? I will say that if it did happen, if we did drop to 6,500, I'm not trading it because I'm just not gonna chance it. I mean, there could be a big fake out. Some whales could be like, let's mess with people. This is gaining traction. Let's mess with people. Let's get them to dump into our hands. And so they'll push the price down. You know, they'll get you just past support. They're like, oh, we broke support. We're going down lower. And then people start panic selling. These guys snatch it up and boom, the price goes to the moon. That's how this shit happens all the time. That's why I'm just not trading this stuff. I'm not trading it right now. The more Bitcoin that is in the hands of the few, that's why I always encourage people, like, even if you're averaging in, just average in anything you can. $100, even $50. You're just buying little bits of Bitcoin as you can. There's no shame in that. It's actually quite smart given the market conditions and the volatility of what's going on right now. So I feel like it's a safer play to average in over time than to just dump, $10,000, $20,000 or whatever into Bitcoin all at once, because you see these huge drops. And if you're averaging in and averaging out, you're not as affected by the overall volatility over the period of time by which you're averaging in and averaging out. It's a much safer play. So that's what I encourage people to try. Fib, I don't get into Fib much, and it's not because I don't like it. I just still don't completely fully understand it, so I don't dive too much into Fibonacci. I do like it, though. We really don't know. We are not institutions that anytime a major institution can buy in, FOMO is real. Yeah, but institutions typically, from what I see, are buying in over the counter. They're not really buying in through exchanges anyway, so we don't really see a lot of that trade activity. If you want to understand what institutions are doing, the only way you can really kind of get a gauge on that is through tracking the wallets, seeing how much Bitcoin is going from one wallet to another, and then trying to figure out where it came from. Every time we go up, people start saying Bitcoin to dump. Well, and that's true to an extent, but the reason why is because what goes up typically must come down. Unless we're in a major parabolic bull cycle or a big parabolic bull run, even every time Bitcoin goes up, the price corrects a little bit. That's just the natural ebb and flow of the market. So if Bitcoin shoots up too quickly, too fast, or too much too quickly, that's a pretty clear indication that there was a recent pump and people are going to be taking profit at the top of that, because people typically plan to take profit when Bitcoin price reaches resistance. Once it reaches resistance, people try to time that, and they're looking for confirmation as to whether or not it's going to bounce off of that resistance, at which point they want to have a sell order in play. And then the more people that have done that creates kind of a cascade effect, right? So that's how traders are trying to play the market, up or down. They want to ride the price up, and they're moving their stop loss all the way, and it's like this trailing stop loss. They're moving it up. That way, as soon as that price dips, hits the stop, they get stopped out. And if the price dips further, they're not affected by it. Then they go back in, they put a buy order in, and they're doing the opposite. They're watching it. They're watching the price go down. Then they're putting in buy orders that they're moving down. And it's just this up and down cycle. But it's also a cascading effect. And so that's what you see a lot of. And people know this. And they also know that, if you're looking at RSI typically says, look, when RSI gets up here, at some point it's gonna come back down. When RSI becomes overbought, that's when people start to sell, and they bring the price back down, which is basically what happened here. We had this huge parabolic pump. Well, I guess I wouldn't call it a huge parabolic pump, but we got a very solid pump in price activity. RSI shot up. It was up to 90. And of course, we're going to correct from there. Not to say they can't go up even higher. This was up 94. But that's what happens. It doesn't stay. I don't think you're ever going to see RSI reach 90 or 94 and then flatline at the top. There's always going to be correction. There's always going to be people selling at that position to take profit, buy back in at the bottom of this. Think about it. Somebody that sold at the price up here, they could have sold the top of that RSI at looks like a high of, 13,866, and they could be buying back in right now at around 8,200, right here. They could have bought here as well, 7,500 when it dipped down. So some people just play RSI swings. They sell at the peaks, they buy back at the lows, and that's, people have a different way of doing it. But the truth, it's common for price action to go up and down. A lot of people that are new think, oh, well, Bitcoin should only be going up. No, and that's not the way it works at any given market ever. So that being said, so then there were some other ideas. This is from Alan Masters, who I followed a while ago. He posted this about 7 hours ago. He has a bit more of a bullish stance on where things are going. What if David Schwartz, I know you posted this like 8 times, Crypto Info. What if David Schwartz is Nakamoto and using Bitcoin to pump XRP? I don't know. I bet I'm the only fast food worker with Bitcoin in my whole town. Well, depending on how much Bitcoin you have, maybe you won't be in fast food for very long. The volume on the drop is really low. Bears are lacking strength. If Bitcoin drops some more and there is still no volume, the bounce is guaranteed. He's basically saying that we're likely going to be going up from here. Keep up the good work, Jay. You're changing lives. I appreciate it. So I do appreciate that. I really am trying. Like, I know that I'm not a big flashy YouTuber. I know that I don't come off as a suit. I don't come off as, I'm not, my channel isn't made up like just bashing other people because it's more exciting. I don't do any of that stuff. That's just not my way. All I'm doing in my entire channel since the beginning has been about me trying to make my way in this space and trying to share the experience as much as possible. And I mean, hell, I used to talk about, like, I talked about the testosterone therapy and I mean, I talked about everything and anything, blood pressure pills, and I mean, you name it. And I just kind of share everything that I can and hope it helps people. I mean, that's really it. I don't pre-produce my videos. I go live. I don't have the time. I don't have the time to do all that. I would love to. And then in the future, I plan to. I'd like to do maybe one a month where it's just one really well-produced, edited, super educational video. But I'm working on it. I really am working on it. I will say too, so I want to show you guys some of this Crow Trader stuff. So Crow Trader right now, you can get it. It's beta build version 2.0 right now. The next big release is going to be the official final release 1. And that's going to have the USD pairs and some other bells and whistles, according to the developer. That's what he's working on next. And so this here is my Crow Trader. These are all of the potential things that you're supposed to be able to trade with Crow Trader. Right now, they're not all in there. Not every pair has been added to Crow Trader, but there's a pretty significant amount. And so what I've been doing is, let me see where. So this is my Crow Trader bot right now. And what you're seeing here is I'm paper trading. And I just started doing this. I think it's been a couple days. Maybe it's been one full 24 hours. My ZRX versus BTC has made 3 profitable trades so far. My Stellar Lumens has made 4 trades. EOS actually finalized a trade. And all of them are in green. So this is the profit over 7 days. This is 7-day profit and loss based off of the paper trading, based off of the what's going on. I just added these yesterday. And so, and this is Sentinel. This is basically watching price movement. It hasn't made any trades yet, but Sentinel's looking. It's like, okay, I want to know what's happening. So basically what I'm doing, and these are the strategies that I'm using. And that's showing the trades and things. So it's waiting for price action to get to a position where it wants to do whatever's next. This is how things look. What is this saying? Current P&L is negative 3.56%. So this is showing you basically exit, entry, exit, entry. Oh, I see. So it entered a trade here, and I guess it's waiting. And this is all hypothetical. This is not live trading this yet. I haven't turned that on. But yeah, no, it's not. It's all three of the trades that have been made have been at profit. Not very big profits, 0.62%, 1.12%, and so on. So, but this shows you, like on a back testing. So I'll show you guys what back testing looks like. So when I click back testing, I can pick any one of these strategies. Okay. So Bollinger Band. The stock Bollinger Band strategy is pretty decent right off the bat. So I'm gonna pick a trading pair. Right now it's all with Bitcoin, which has been actually producing some profitable trades, so that's good. I'm doing market order, fixed amount, so 0.05 of a Bitcoin, which is roughly $416 worth of a Bitcoin, slippage and fees, and then over a period. I'm finding that 5-minute charts are more profitable right now. And so I'm back testing over a 5-minute candle over 7 days. I'm going to leave all this stock right now. I'm not even going to go into it. And then I'm going to click run. And it's running the back test, and then boom, it's showing me if I had been running this strategy as it is over the past 7 days on 5-minute candles, I'd have made 4.83% in profit. Okay. So it's showing, total profit and loss, my ending capital. I started with 0.05. I ended up with 0.05241264, showing me my transaction fees, so forth and so on. Then I go in here and it's showing me the chart. I don't know what I just did. I just rolled mouse. I don't know what I just did something. So anyway, I think what I did was I rolled out my mouse too much and it zoomed way out. So anyway, so this is showing you the exits, the entries, the exits as it's working through the Bollinger Band strategy. Okay. And there's actually, I know in the newest version, there's actually going to be order book data that's going to be shown here as well. But then it shows you exactly what the trades were, what times they were, your entry price, how much was purchased, basically all the details, and then finally your P&L percentage. This was actually almost a 3% trade right there, which is actually pretty solid. Oh, you can't see it because my big head's in the way. But anyway, it's pretty solid. And then if I want to fine tune things from there, let's say I want to have trailing. So I want whether I'm buying or selling on a position, I'm going to add a little bit. I just add a little bit to trailing. Let's see how it affects my profit and loss. So it took my profit and loss a little bit down. So I will change it a little bit. That helps. 4.6%. Now, what I can also do if I want, I can turn on Crow Guard, which Crow Guard, this is ultimately to help keep you from making trades that could potentially go down. Let's see what happens. And this will really reduce the number of trades. So right now I've only got one trade. So this is probably not going to have traded anything is my guess. Oh, made 2 trades, 2.36%. So this, as you'll see, there are less trades. It went from like 6 or 7 down to 2. You had an entry all the way back here. You had an entry all the way back here and an exit here and then another entry, which it sucks that it didn't ride this gap up. I personally don't use Crow Guard because it does protect you from you'll make less trades and you'll see less negative trades. But, if I'm trading something that I don't mind holding for a little bit, if the price action goes down, I'm fine with it. And you just play around with the settings. Like back testing in Crow Trader is actually kind of fun because it kind of gives you an idea as to what is possible. You've got Crow EMA Sniper, which used to be when the volatility is really bing, 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 Crow EMA Sniper is going to crush it. And, there's Crow's Ichimoku, double EMA Gainer, Happy Trails like Ping Pong. SMA trifecta. So that's that, and it's just play around with it. You know, I'm getting back into the swing of the bot trading, because I'm telling you, when the market's really gonna when it gets really hot, I plan on making a pretty significant amount through my bot trade, and I will be doing it through Crow Trader. So join me if you'd like. But anyway, so that's what I'm doing right now. And then what I'm doing to find some of these trades is I'm using Masari.io, and I'm saying, okay, what are all the coins that are available to be traded on Crow Trader through Coinbase Pro? And I'm looking for the volatility. So Stellar right now is showing the highest volatility score. Let's refresh this just to be sure. The higher the volatility score, it basically means the price is going up and down more frequently than others. And that's what you want in a bot trade, because that's exactly what the bot capitalizes on. And so I'm keeping track of the volatility of these different projects. And then when I'm doing back testing, as the new pairs are being loaded or added to Crow Trader, I'm going to go in and I'm going to back test the most volatile pairs, and I'm going to see what's possible. Where am I going to make the most money on my trades? And then once all of this is done, then I'm going to turn on live trading. And once the official final version, like the final version 1, non-beta, is ready, basically my goal is, if I go into the bot, I'm going to be able to, I can go in, so I can turn on live trading here, or I can delete it. What I can also do is, if I'm back testing, let me do this again real quick. Let's we'll just do Stellar. Stellar Limit. So what I can do is I'll be able to create a strategy on my bot, and then so I'm going to run this. I know I can tweak it to be higher, but this is 6.19%, almost 7% over 7 trades over 7 days. That's a trade a day. And then what I can do is if I make this live, let me see. I can load settings. Oh, you can barely see it. So I can load other settings. I can save these settings, or I could share them, which is going to be really helpful, because I'm going to share all my settings with people, and I'm just going to share them all free, and I'm going to continue playing with different strategies and things like that, given what the market conditions are at the time. Right now, Bollinger Band appears to be the most profitable. And so that's how I'm going to be handling that in the future. So hopefully those will be fun videos that I'm doing, how I made X amount trading over the last 7 days with this pair, this strategy, that sort of thing. And we'll be able to get back to doing that kind of stuff, because I really did have fun with that. And so that's coming in the future. Okay. Miners, those are still going. Double check in. Got Twitter. Okay, I think I covered just about everything. Let me go back to a 4-hour on this other quick game. I want to see what's happening. That doji's getting a little thicker. We'll see what happens. I mean, the price action could go down over the weekend, and then shoot back up come Monday. So we just have to play it out and see what's going on. So what's the price going to be when it is released? It's already available. Crow Trader's already, you can get it now. I just haven't been really pumping it, because it's still beta. We just put out beta version 2.0. The price is, I think it's 0.05 Bitcoin, something like that. So you buy it with Bitcoin. Yeah, it's 0.05 Bitcoin. And yeah, that's it. Nothing crazy. It's 0.05 Bitcoin. Once you buy it, you have it. You'll get the updates. I think the only time somebody may be required to pay more is if we do a full-blown major update. And then, because those have to, I mean, the bot has to pay for itself, and it has to continue further. It has to pay for the development moving forward and things like that. So, but yeah, it's pretty. Ouch. Yes, it's lifetime. It's lifetime. You'll always be able to use the bot, and you'll always get free updates until major updates. As of right now, there's no plan to charge for those major updates. When I say major updates, I mean like, oh, well, we're adding a new exchange. Because when you add an exchange and you add all the pairs, it's a significant amount of time that it takes to do that. And so, as I'm learning, because the developer's been adding the CoinBase Pro stuff for a little while now, and it's time consuming. So, but yeah, I mean, in 0.05 Bitcoin, I mean, if you're trading with any reasonable volume at all, 0.05 Bitcoin is not that much. It's not cloud-based. No, you're going to download it. You're going to run it. You can run it on a VPS or a VPN or whatever if you want, and then you'll just access it from your browser by you'll get a URL when you run the software. I will be doing setup videos in the future, explaining exactly how to set it up. It's not difficult though. It really isn't very difficult. You're going to download CrowTrader. You're going to download it. You're going to open it up. You're going to double click start. And then when you do that, it's going to give you a URL. You're going to go to that URL in your browser, and you're going to plug in your license key and your API, and that's it. I mean, it's super simple. So, okay, guys, I think that kind of covers today. I mean, look, it's Saturday. I just wanted to come on, say hello, kind of, I don't know. I wanted to vent a little bit, just kind of let everybody understand a little bit of what's going on with me and where I'm coming from and what's happening. It's all really great stuff. So I don't want anybody to think that I'm like down or whatever. Can you say how often does it scan the exchange? That's a good question. I don't know, but I think it's pretty frequent. I mean, it's like a constant ping. So, it is what it is. This tool is going to be powerful. Yeah, it really is. Like the goal for CrowTrader, like the story behind CrowTrader, is it started as Aquatos, right? And we started working with it as Aquatos, trading on Binance. It still trades on Binance, but now you can trade with Coinbase as well. Because of the nature of what we're doing with Coinbase Pro, and because of Binance shutting down to US people and all that changing, I don't know if you can trade right now on Binance, because all that's going to be different. So, yeah, it's pretty frequent, Gapper. It's pretty frequent. So, and I'm going to have the developer on the channel, and we're going to talk about the bot in detail. When we launch the final version, like the final V1, non-beta, I'm going to have Jason, I might even have J-Rod and some of those guys that we're going to talk all about it. But it started as Aquatos. And, and Aquatos only traded with BTC pairs. And when Bitcoin's constantly just dropping, and the altcoins were dropping even more, there is no volatility to profit from a trading bot. And so I just wasn't going to go out and try to promote a bot that wasn't making people money. That was pretty much the end of it. And because of that, the lead developer had to go and get a real job. Like, he had to go back to work full time. And that limited the ability for him to work on the bot. And so I kind of said, look, I'm going to have a CrowTrader. I want a CrowTrader. I want a bot that I'm using, that I'm teaching people how to use, and it's going to be a part of my brand. Are you guys interested in working something out? And they were like, yeah, sure. So I actually kind of took over in a sense. But I'm kind of guiding the development to a certain degree. I put in some of my own personal money into the project to fund some of the things that I wanted to see the bot do. USD pairs are coming right now. I think that's the next step in what's being worked on. And I ultimately want one of the strategies. I'll just tell you guys what's coming. Why not? You guys will notice that in my chart here, you see buy, sell, right? Well, this is the market God indicator. Well, there are also this is VN, crypto VN, which is a free indicator that I discovered a while back. And these red and green dots are pretty timely accurate for the most part to what Market God does as well. And this is free. There are a lot of other variations of this, but ultimately these are buy and sell signals right there in your chart. And these are for like sniping and quick turnaround games. Ideal for a bot. And even in the bear market, even with altcoins dropping, and there was always some volatility there, and there are ways to capitalize on that volatility even in a bear market with these kinds of indicators. So while most bots were struggling, I think all of them realistically were struggling and generating significant profit, had I had a bot, or had CrowTrader had an indicator like this built into the platform, and it was its own strategy where you could basically just buy and sell against a particular pair based off of these triggers, you'd still profit. And that's what's coming. That's one of the things that I paid into. Like, I want to be able to trade USD pairs. I don't want to be trading like Ethereum versus Bitcoin and that being my only option. I don't want to just trade using my bot against Bitcoin, because in a bear market, that's not going to work. I want USD pairs. So that's being worked on now. And then I want my own custom indicator within the bot that's basically going to trade on these kinds of buy and sell signals. That way people can do it automatically. They don't have to say, oh, I got a sell flag, I better sell. Oh, I got a buy flag, I better buy. I want the bot to do it for them. And that's it. If we bought Aquatas VIP license, that will apply towards CrowTrader. Yes, I'm honoring that. We're honoring that. Your Aquatas license, you can plug it right into CrowTrader right now and it'll work. What's the update on the arbitrage? I don't know about the arbitrage. I'm not sure what you mean. I think they were talking about doing some Here's the thing with me. I've become really skeptical about automated arbitrage trading. It's virtually impossible to do with a significant stake on the different ends and the different exchanges. It's just not. I'm not big into arbitrage personally, because I know that a lot of the people that are bot trading, I shouldn't say this. There are people bot trading with millions of dollars. Like, it's not like you can bot trade with a small amount of capital or a large amount of capital. But to do arbitrage trading, you need, let's say you want to arbitrage $500 worth of crypto on a consistent basis, you ultimately are going to need $500 worth of crypto across every exchange that you're wanting to arbitrage trade back and forth from, or even potentially 1,000, just because you have to keep that train moving. It's just not a big deal. You're talking about that other platform. That's a whole other ball game. Like, I was basically just showing everybody what's being developed by people without telling anybody anything about who or what it is. That is it. Give a man a fish or teach. I'm trying to teach. I try to do both as best I can. But yeah, that platform, that's a whole other story altogether. And that's just kind of showing people. Personally, I still don't even think that arbitrage trading was real. I really don't. I don't think that worked. I think that was simulated somehow. I think it was to show what's coming, but I don't think it's here. I just don't. My gut, I'm like, I just don't think that's real. I think some aspects of that platform were real and are currently functional, but I don't think the arbitrage is. To me, arbitrage is such a tricky thing. If you have an arbitrage platform capable of doing that kind of thing, why would you release it to the public at all? That's the thing. Why? There's no point in it. If you have a platform capable of doing that, why would you release it or sell it to the public? Bot trading overall is different because there is no real limit to the supply. There are so many exchanges. There's so much opportunity. But when it comes to arbitrage, to me, that's just a totally different animal. Like, I personally have no intentions whatsoever on personally launching any kind of arbitrage platform. I just don't. I don't trust it. And that's it. That's all there is to it for me. I'm also creating a backtesting platform for a profit trailer. What are your thoughts? Look, profit trailer is cool, but they changed so much. And, when I was going through all my taxes with my accountant, I was reaching out to the developer of Profit Trailer, and he saw my messages and still ignored me because I basically said, hey, I need some information to help with my taxes because they never sent me anything. They don't, they changed their whole thing from Bitcoin payments to USD, so forth and so on. And because he just flat out ignored me, I will never support Profit Trailer again. I mean, and it doesn't matter that I have Crow Trader and that I'm promoting. I've supported Profit Trailer always, because I've always thought it was a really good product and a really good bot. But, when one of your biggest affiliates back in the day comes to you wanting information for his tax purposes and you ignore that person, that's some bullshit. So I just basically claimed it as income and fuck you. I hope it comes back to him, because it's like, I'm not going to mess up my taxes because you're not going to help provide the right information. I was basically trying to help him, and he just ignored me. And I'm like, all right then, man, you deal with it, but it's all going to be covered on my end. So it will be a test of programming, funding, and electricity. It's all right, Crow, not that bad. So Henry, what the hell is that for? Thank you, but I don't know what that was for. Henry Clark tipped $20. So look, guys, overall, I want you guys to have a good weekend. I want you to do what I'm planning to do, which is I have a to-do list literally this long. Like, I have infographics that I'm going to create and design for Marketing Crow's Nest. I've got I'm going to start going through whitelisting of like all kinds of stuff, and I'm still working on getting everything situated for Chainwise. So if you haven't got your tickets yet, go to Chainwise and get them. Dag on it, don't wait. A buddy of mine was like, dude, with the tickets only being $20, there's not going to be any real pressure for people to like pre-order their tickets. And I'm like, okay, sure, but it definitely will help support. Let's put it this way. If you are thinking about going to Chainwise and you haven't gotten your tickets yet, get your tickets, because there's going to be a certain point where I'm going to release how many tickets have been sold to try and help inspire crypto companies, because I want more crypto companies at this thing. And so, the more tickets I have sold beforehand, the more crypto companies are going to realize this is no bullshit. Just because I'm not selling this as some big bushy, stuffy, crypto convention where I'm charging asinine rates and, all of that. The problem is perception of value. I think that the crypto companies think that because I'm only charging $20 a ticket, how can it be that good? They don't get that there's somebody out in the space that's truly trying to put together a convention specifically for mass adoption and mass education. Specifically to try and help as many people learn as much as they can about the crypto space and how to potentially profit from it as possible. They're so used to everybody just being a greedy fucking pig when it comes to these conventions. I just don't think they believe, oh, wow, somebody's actually doing a convention and they're only charging $20 for tickets and they're not charging crazy amounts for booths. Oh, like, it's just the whole mentality thing. I just don't get it. But I'm telling you, it's for real. Anyway, get your tickets. Help me out. Hit me. Longtime viewer of The Crow, just showing my appreciation for all his hard work. Dude, that's cool, man. I appreciate it, but you don't have to tip me. You just tip me a ticket to Chainwise. I really do want to see everybody at Chainwise, because I do. Now, I am going to probably be stressed, but I'm going to try not to. Like, I'm probably going to be doing 3 of the lectures for Chainwise. So what are you drinking? Everybody always asks. I drink Propel water through the day, but in the morning I grab my empty bottle from the day before and I make coffee with Reese's creamer. I do a couple spoons of instant coffee, and then I put Reese's peanut butter creamer in it, and it's like candy. It's the best thing ever. And somebody said something recently that because I changed kind of the camera angle, and somebody was like, dude, you're gaining weight. Like, no, I haven't dyed when I dye this brown, my face looks thinner. When I let it go gray, and I let all the gray shine through, my face is, I've lost like 8 pounds. So I'm losing weight. I'm not getting bigger. So anyway, that's not dip. It's not. Yum. No, if you haven't had Reese's peanut butter coffee creamer, it is ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. I'm like, oh, I'll show you, but I don't have it down here in the bottle. But yeah. So anyway, look, I love you guys and I appreciate you guys. And those of you that really understand what I've been doing, you know, I know that so many of you could try to support everything that I have going on, and I really do appreciate it. Yes, I do still dip. I probably still have some in my teeth right now. I need to go brush. But yeah, Chainwise, Cincinnati, Ohio, November 8th and 9th. Make sure you get your tickets. Bring your friends. Bring everybody. And you know, I appreciate all you guys. I can't tell you. Like, I've got some, like, I'm hoping that this STO goes well, because I've got some stuff that I want to do for a group of people that I will, if I'm able to do it, I will just, like, it'll be huge for them, and B, it will be huge for me. And it's just like, it's just, I've got all these things I'm trying to bring together, and man, I gotta go. I'm feeling a little emotional. I'm done. I might start drinking a little bit. It's 3:00 in the afternoon on Saturday. Thank you, more man. You helped me get started. Well, that's good. I'm glad. Hopefully everybody does well. As we move into 2020, I expect things to start perking up. I honestly expect November to be a pretty significant month for Bitcoin in the crypto space. I really do. So we just got to ride it out through October into November, see what happens. It's going to be the month of Chainwise. It would be really interesting to see if Bitcoin were to hit 16,000 before the end of October as we head into Chainwise. It'd be a really big, really nice conduit for that. So thank you guys. I'm going to sign off. I don't even know how long I've been live. It's been an hour. But I love you. Miss you. Mean it. Have a great weekend. Be safe. Don't drink and drive. All that fun stuff. Be responsible, and I'll probably see you again on Monday. If not, I'll see you again on Tuesday. So have a good weekend, guys. Enjoy your Saturday.